Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you can catch a new spill every week. And don't forget to hit that bell up top so you can be part of the notification squad and get all these spills first. Alright, so last week sometime I did a video about Captain Marvel and Adam Warlock showing up in the MCU film together after Infinity War, since they're not going to be in Infinity War. And one of the quotes from the Captain Marvel panel had people blowing up left and right, because it says she's one of the world's most powerful super beings, and it said, quote, she is Earth's mightiest hero. And man, people lost it. I had people like, what about Hulk? What about Sentry, Hyperion, Blue Marvel? And quite a few people from there asked me to do a Blue Marvel video, so that's why I'm doing this one here. But the thing is, that statement was more so true at a time when Blue Marvel had disappeared from the scene. Captain Marvel was then with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it wouldn't be till later till they joined up together as members of the Ultimates in the 616 universe. But also, after talking to you guys in the comments, I come to realize that some people have been kind of misled or misinformed about some of his abilities and his power. So I also want to clear up as much of that as I can in this video as well too. And so I figured the best way to give you guys a better understanding of the power of Adam Bashir or Blue Marvel would be to talk about the source of his power, which is antimatter. Because to simplify it, for the most part, he is an antimatter generator and reactor. But the power of that generator is only as strong as what it generates. Alright, so antimatter is very similar to regular matter. It is 100% stable in the right conditions. The only difference between antimatter and regular matter is that at cellular level, they carry an opposite charge. And that's why anytime antimatter is exposed to regular matter, it's highly explosive. And the only way to keep it stable is to keep it within a magnetically charged vacuum, which theoretically is the concept that keeps his body from exploding whenever he grabs like a cup of coffee or something. And that aspect is also relative to its ability to fly, like other characters who can manipulate magnetism. Because with just the ability to manipulate antimatter alone, he would only be able to control it in his body, and it will go wildly out of control outside of his body. And the best example of that is when he faced and defeated Ant-Man, who Adam thought was dead, but later on found out that he was still alive. But Ant-Man, being pure energy, has a harder time remaining stable, and that's one of the things that Blue Marvel used against him in defeating him as well. And so now Blue Marvel would go somewhere like the negative zone, where everything is made of antimatter. Not only would he have more control over the antimatter that he produces, because it's not trying to blow up as soon as it leaves his body, but he'd also be able to manipulate all matter in the negative zone, because everything there would be constructed of antimatter. Alright, so with a better understanding of what fuels his power, and that being antimatter, now I want to move over to how that translates into his strength. And there's been times when he's lifted a warship that was like 93,000 tons, and he's moved meteors the size of Arkansas, but it's kind of hard to scale that against other heroes who haven't done the exact same thing. So what I'm going to do to kind of scale his strength better is compare him to another character that we've seen more of. And the character that we're going to use for this comparison is going to be the Hulk. And this comparison is going to be an efficiency rating derived from the substance that each one of them draw their power from. With the Hulk, it being gamma radiation, and with Blue Marvel, it being antimatter. So if the exact same instance were to draw energy from either of these sources, and we'll use fusion for an example, uranium is measured to be at 1.5, while gamma radiation shows in different sources to range anywhere from 3.5 up to about 21%. And since this is the Hulk, let's say it's that 21%, which is the highest I could find. In the comics, antimatter is said to release energy with a 100% efficiency. So aside from whatever limitation these characters may have, and the source material makes it seem like neither one of them have a limitation, because with the Hulk, the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. But with Adam Bashir, he's constantly generating antimatter with an endless supply. So because of that, when Hulk says he's the strongest there is, Blue Marvel is going to strongly dispute that. Because when it comes to gamma radiation strength versus the rate of antimatter, at best efficiency, Blue Marvel is generating about 5 times the power than the Hulk is. So when it came to the point of when they faced each other, there was no blow for blow. It was just a one hit, we're done. And another thing I wanted to do was compare him to like cosmic energy, like that of Galactus and Captain Marvel, and even which we've seen with the Human Torch. But the power cosmic has varied over the years so much, and there's not like a constant rate you can use and compare it to. And I already checked CERN's website, and they only got antimatter, no power cosmic over there. But because he generates and operates off of antimatter, he's been able to easily go through a number of the strongest characters in Marvel Comics, including Hyperion, Thanos, the Sentry, who he literally punched off the planet, and that's him taking out a character who went toe-to-toe with World Breaker Hulk. Really, the only fight I seen him have any kind of trouble in was his first fight with Ant-Man, but he later beat him because he grew unstable when Blue Marvel would continue to generate energy. But with Blue Marvel being able to generate and sustain this type of energy, it also makes him self-sufficient, meaning that he can go without oxygen for an indefinite amount of time. And this was proven a couple of times. One, when he faced up against Namor, he was able to stay underwater for a long time without any need of oxygen. Another time was when he was sent into space on a suicide mission, and it was really the government trying to get rid of him, hoping that he would die in battle because his identity at the time had been revealed and the world found out he was African American. And this was like early 60s, so the world really didn't accept an African American superhero at the time. But either way, he was sent out to the far reaches of space to investigate a signal and attempt to make communication or terminate if it was a threat. And when he got out there, he realized that the alien that was closing in was actually a scout who was investigating Earth with a hostile armada waiting behind, ready to invade the planet. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Leave a like if you want me to do more Blue Marvel videos. Hopefully you guys got a better understanding about his abilities, how he can generate and sustain antimatter. And that's what I focused most of this video on, because that was people's most asked question. He also has cosmic awareness, and he recently built a machine that enhances that as well too. But hit me up in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like he's overpowered? Because there are other characters more powerful than him, like Franklin Richards, for example. But as far as just brute strength, now that's a tough one. But I'll leave it to you guys to determine who you think's more stronger and why. And I'll see you guys down in the comments. We'll do it again next time. All right, later.